Hi, I'm Johnny Barfa, studio educator here at Handi Quilter. With me is
Christina Whitney, another studio educator.
That's right. Today we're going to be talking all about mandalas. I just looked it up online. How do you say the word mandala? Because some people say mandala, I don't know, but the website said mandala, so that's what we're going with today. So what is a mandala? Do you know?
It is just a design that starts from a center location and adds on around the outside.
Yes, it actually has Hindu or Buddhist history is where it comes from. That's why I just looked up. Isn't that interesting?
Very interesting. Thank you for looking that up for
I
us.
know, so we're talking about mandalas. You see these all the time in quilting designs. We're going to start with one here behind us. This one here is one that Kelly Ashton did, who is our manager, and she did this all with rulers.
Yes, it's actually the Heartfelt Whole Cloth Quilt. It is from our Ruler of the Month Club 5. So she used all of the rulers that were in this set to create this mandala.
Right.
Or mandala.
You
or
can
however we're going to say it today.
You can say it however you want. We're not going to stop and fix it. We're going to talk about mandalas with rulers. And like you said, this one was using the Heartfelt 5. No, the
Ruler of the Month Club 5.
Yeah, Ruler of the Month Club 5. I know people are going to ask about this panel. So this panel was a Hoffman print, correct?
It is. And there are also instructions on the Handi Quilter website for this particular design that was mapped out. And there's also a video that I happen to do at home showing how to walk through each of the individual steps.
Nice.
And that's available as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll put those all in the comments so you can find those instructions if you want to do that yourself.
Yep.
As far as the panel, I don't know if they still have this particular one available online. I haven't checked recently, but we got it off of Etsy. But you could use just a whole piece of quilt. You could do a pieced one if you want, but those instructions are on the website, right?
Correct.
Okay, so back over here.
Okay.
I wanted to show this example. So this one here is one that my friend Rebecca, who works downstairs in testing, she made this for me, and it's all cut paper. But I just love that the intricate design of it, and it would be cool to figure out how to do that into a quilt, right?
Yes, that is really beautiful. But noticing it starts at that center and works its way out.
Yep, that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Okay, show us your drawing. I'm going to put this aside.
This actually isn't my drawing.
Oh,
this is my daughter's drawing, but she likes to doodle. And I know we've had many videos talking about doodling. And so this is what she does when she gets bored, and she creates these different drawings. And so this one just happened to be hanging up on the side of my desk, so we thought we'd bring it in. But that's a great way to start your project, is start with a drawing.
Yeah.
So.
I love it.
We'll throw that one aside.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about tools of the trade, right?
Well, let's show a couple examples of what we did, and then we'll show how we created that.
Excellent.
So, Johnny, I'm going to let you hold one up, and I'll hold one up. And these are just samples of different ways that we played using rulers to create a mandala.
Now, we're going to be honest. These are different ways that Christina played. I just want to be transparent. These are different ways that Christina played. I was going to bring one in, but anyway, I've been doing one a lot larger, so even bigger than this, and using Pro Stitcher to create the center and then doing different things on the way out. But it's still in process, so anyway.
Yep. Okay, so there's lots of different ways that we can do these different.
Now we're going to talk about tools of the trade?
We can talk about tools of the trade.
Okay, excellent. Show me what you got.
Okay, so when you're doing the mandala, you've got to have some kind of a grid system.
Yes.
Or some kind of markings so that you know where you're going, so that you stay in your boundaries.
Right.
And don't kind of shift things over side to side.
Right. To keep we want to keep it, what's the word? Proportional.
Proportional and symmetrical?
Symmetrical. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to keep it symmetrical.
Okay. So there's a couple of things here. Do you want to show that one?
You show. I'm trying to hand things to you. I know these are your things. Here you go. Now show.
You're fine. Okay. I did lose my marking pen though.
Oh dear.
So there are, thank you, lots of different stencils that we can use. These are just ones, and again, you can look online, just Google stencils, and this one has it separated into like 30-degree and 60-degree angles, whereas this one is separated into 45-degree angles. This one's just like an 8-point stencil, and we'll use that one in a second.
That's what we're going to use.
Yes.
Cool.
Other options are this fun little helicopter thingy.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ah! But this is really cool. We have way too much fun here.
That's okay.
Okay. This one's really cool because you can line it up and it has different degree or fractions of the circle. And you can line this up on the center of your quilt and draw your lines onto the fabric, rotate it to whatever other markings you want and mark it. So you can do anything up to that size, or you could even extend it out if you needed something bigger.
I was trying to think of a way to do like a really big quilt.
Okay.
So how would you, so say I want to do a queen size, but I want to still start with that. What would you do for that?
Well, there's a couple of options.
Okay.
There's always a couple of options, right?
Yes.
So when I did my heartfelt whole cloth, like the one behind us, I was doing it on film and I wanted the markings to be really visible.
Right.
So I actually took painter's tape.
Oh, that's right.
And I put tape on my quilt.
Okay.
So some people say don't do that, it'll leave a residue, but it was for filming purposes, it was fine.
Right.
Another great option is to use a laser level.
Oh, yeah.
And then that way you can get those straight lines to mark it with.
So I bought one of those chalk line that that carpenters use. I was going to put pounce powder in it. I never did it, but that was my idea, was I could then do a really long chalk line, but I just didn't know how it would, like, after I rolled it up on the bars. I don't know. I didn't get that far, so.
Yeah,
that might be something to try, but painter's tape, I think how you did that.
I think something that's going to be really large, that's going to be rolled up, I'd like to have something like a water-soluble marker.
Right.
So that it stays on there. The chalk can get rubbed off, and if you lose those lines, you're kind of
in a mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We never get stuck in messes, do we?
Never.
Okay.
That's another episode.
Okay, so here's another thing. If you have a block that you're going to do the mandala in, you can use the seam lines as your registration marks. So you don't even really have to do any marking on that.
Okay, so let's show that how you, I like that as an example.
So let's say I wanted to line something up with this seam. I would line the ruler up, do my stitching, line it up to the next seam, and just keep going around in the circular motion to create that mandala effect.
Right, awesome. And I love this one that you had too.
Okay, so this one is just a hexagon that it's more of a solid print that I could put a design in there. So I just wanted to use the points here, and I could just use a ruler and take my water-soluble pen, which make sure you always test ahead of time on your fabric, and draw across there. And then I've got the seam line right through the middle there. So those would be my registration marks for doing the stitching.
Okay, awesome. Love that. Okay, Kristina, will you show me how you're going to mark the center to do one block similar that you just did?
I would love to.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. So I've already loaded my fabric, and this actually has some grid markings on it. I'm just going to mark a center point.
Love it.
And I'm going to disregard my grid markings that are printed on the fabric.
Okay.
So I'm just laying this down so my center point is in the center of my 8-point mark. And I'm just going to take my marker and I'm drawing right on that fabric, trying to make sure that the stencil does not shift. I am such an artist. Look at that.
You are.
Okay. So now I've got
sweet
8 points, and we're going to pretend like I did that one there. For the designs that we stitched out, I actually wanted 16 points.
Okay.
So what I did was I just took my ruler, or my stencil here, and I shifted it. And you could get really precise and actually get out and measure. I just kind of eyeballed it to look. I could see the marks underneath.
Right.
And then I just tried to put the next mark down the middle of each of those.
Okay, sweet.
So then I just went ahead and marked those.
I love it. Looks great.
Such skill.
Did you go to school for stencils? Did you study that at college?
I didn't, but I should teach my own classes, shouldn't I?
You probably should. Oh, here you are right here, teaching classes.
Okay, so that's how I would set up my markings to begin with. And that center point is our beginning spot.
Okay.
So if you look over here, let's bring that machine over so we can see this. You can see I've already got this marked, and I've stitched out a portion of this already. And we're going to grab some rulers, and I'm going to have you stitch some out. So I'm going to switch you sides
Okay,
here
thank you, thank you.
and find you some rulers. So what I did for this is I just picked, I think, 5 different rulers and just challenged myself to create something with it. I had no idea what I was going to do to begin with.
Okay.
So I have our half carat diamond template.
Okay.
We have our pedal pusher.
Okay.
We have the 2" by 6" pill box.
A pill box.
Yes.
Love that.
And we have our HQ twirly.
The twirly.
And then we also have, this is our oval B2. It comes in a set. And this one I don't have my handy grip on yet, so I'm going to show you real quick how I do that.
Okay.
So handy grip is this great stuff that it's like kind of like sandpaper almost.
Right.
And it comes in strips, so you just take off however much you want. Just cut a piece, and then you might just stick it onto the back side of the ruler.
Right.
And preferably close to where your hand pressure is going to be when you're using that ruler.
Someone the other day said, oh, is it going to damage my quilt? No, it's not enough sandpaper. It's not that rough. It's going to damage your quilt top.
And you're not sitting there scraping it back and forth on
Right.
the fabric. You're just holding it in position.
Yeah, don't try to use it as sandpaper. That's the message.
Okay. So,
Okay.
you ready for this, Johnny?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to have you use the pedal pusher first.
Okay, pedal pusher first.
And this is one of those rulers that has the slot. So we're going to bring
Let's
this
show
over.
how we do that.
Yep, so make
Am
sure
I doing
that-
this one?
Yeah, we'll do the pointy side.
We're doing the pointy pedal. So my foot is up, and when it's up, I can just slide it just over like that.
Yep, needles
Super
in the
easy.
up position.
Needles up, yeah, needle up position. Now where am I going to start? In the
You're
center?
going to start in the very center.
Okay.
So go ahead and bring up your bobbin thread there.
Okay.
Do a little tie off if you want.
Okay, I'm going to start with down, right?
Okay, so, yep, I love to always start with my needle in the down position.
Same. Okay.
Okay,
So this one you did this first. I mean, went this way, right?
correct.
So I'm going to, and you're line up with this line?
So if we look, let's see, I lined it up with every other line. So
Every
it's
other
there.
line. So instead of here, I'm going to skip this line, go to this line, right?
Yep, so you're going to use those etched lines on the ruler and line it up with the line that's been drawn onto the quilt.
Right. Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yep, making sure you always have control of the ruler.
Okay. Then skip one, go around.
Yep, you got
right.
it. And I love this ruler because you can just pivot it around on that
Yeah,
center
it's
spot.
really cool. Whoever designed that, they were sure thinking.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Oh, shoot. Oh, I got to hit run. I hit the wrong button. Sorry. I just kind of came to a stop there at the end.
Okay,
I
now
mean,
let's leave that
pause.
ruler in place there.
Okay, you want to leave it there? I think we need one more. Nope,
No.
that one's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm going to have you do now is we're just going to travel over that same pedal so that we end out here rather than in
Oh,
the center.
for the next point. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
All right. Oops. Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and lift up the needle, take that ruler out, and
I get a little blurb there, darn.
that's okay. Go ahead and put the needle back in position.
Okay.
Now we're going to use our oval B2.
Okay.
And this one, let's snip some
Oh
threads
yeah,
here.
I didn't bring my scissors this time.
We're on top
Thank
of this.
you.
Just those right there for you.
So
Okay.
this one is,
It's the top portion of this oval. I guess top isn't really the right word, but it's going from point to point.
oh, sweet.
So actually you're going to be in the center, so you're going to have to overstitch. So I just lined this up, and we're only using a portion of it.
So I'm just
So-
going from here to here to here.
Yeah, but we're also going to have to get the one from here to here.
Oh, okay. So I go back that way
We'll
first?
just do a little overstitching.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
using the center line of the ruler, line it up with the
Oh.
existing. And this one's kind of fun because you can use the opposite end that's underneath your hand
Right.
and line it up with the
Okay.
line down here.
So the registration mark on the ruler is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good to see, Kim? Are you guys seeing okay? All right. So I'm going to go this way over to there.
Yep. And then just go ahead and backtrack.
And then
back to where you
backtrack.
were. This is when handy grip is really nice because it holds
Right.
that ruler in position.
So this time I'm going to rotate it, right,
Uh-huh.
to that one.
Yep, lining it up. And then another thing that you need to be paying attention to when you do
Yes.
this, I'm going to reach under your arm here, is you need to have 1/4 of an inch from the point that you're aiming for to your ruler. So you might have to like shift it up and down just a little bit
Right.
to get it exactly where you want it.
Okay. And as quilters, we really good at knowing 1/4 of an inch, right? That's what we
Yep.
always say. All right. Oh, shoot. Okay.
And then one more.
And one more. Like so.
Yep, just eyeballing that straight line down the middle and your 1/4 inch. And sometimes we get a little bit off, so we just kind of fudge it a little.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, we're done with that ruler for a moment. We're going to use it
Nice.
again.
Okay. Now we have the 1/2 carat diamond,
Yes.
and that is this shape right here, right?
Yep. Stick that
Oh,
little
right
point.
there.
So on this diamond
Uh-huh.
ruler, if you stick that, actually you have to lift up your needle, and you can slide it on. Put your needle back in position.
Okay.
Okay, and then for this one, I used this long end of the ruler. So go ahead and with the centers lined up, bump the ruler up
Like
against
that?
the foot. Yep, so slide the ruler back.
I can't tell where I'm going to go, sorry.
Okay.
So up to here, right?
yes.
Oh, okay, like
Yep.
so. Oh, wait, like so. Is that right?
Yep, but you got to make sure you have 1/4 inch. So
A
that
1/4
you'll
inch
hit
over
that
here.
next little bump there.
'Cause I'm going back to that spot.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That look good?
I think so.
Oh, this is not quite lined up. Okay. Man. You did a good job with this, Kristina.
Thank you.
Oh, sweet. And one more over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
And make sure the 1/4 inch is from where you want to end.
Mm-hmm.
And will you pause at the point there? I just want to point out one thing with this ruler. We have to be careful where these slots are.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have any pressure on this side, sometimes that can flip up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes you might need to adjust the hand positioning with this
Okay.
particular ruler just to make sure that you're being safe.
Well, I have big hands, so...
And we also forgot to mention that we're using a ruler base and our Surefoot.
Yes, we always want to use the ruler base and the Surefoot whenever using rulers,
Yep.
right?
Yep,
Okay. So I'm going to this point right here, right?
correct.
Okay.
Plugging up against the ruler.
Okay.
Okay, one more. I
Another
think.
one. It's a little bit tricky, but it's looking really good, I think.
So it's kind of fun because you have these rulers, and even though it's a shape of a diamond,
Uh-huh.
I'm not doing a diamond. I'm
You're
only
just
using
using
part of
it for the triangle portion of
Yep.
the...
And on that one, I'm going to have you actually, let's rotate up to, and then backtrack up to this point. for the
Okay, so up
next
to this
round.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. People often ask about rulers versus, I don't know, freehand. I like the precision that I get with a ruler, personally.
Yeah. If I were to do this freehand,
Oh, man,
it wouldn't look so pretty.
If I did, it'd be a hot mess for sure.
Maybe we should try that afterwards.
That will be another episode for another day.
What not to do.
Shall I do?
Okay,
Should I
needle
do needle
down?
down again? Okay,
Yes.
excellent.
Okay, now we're going to come back to the oval again, but this
Okay.
time we're going to use the opposite end, so this longer
The
side.
long one,
And we're going to go from
the top
the point
of
of the diamond,
to the point, right? Is that what you're saying?
let's see, Actually, I lied. We're going to use this side of the diamond again, or the whatever that shape is, that oval again.
This side of the oval.
Yep, to get from
to go
point to point of the diamond-ish shape.
The top of the that triangle, right?
Yep, from there to there. Yep, yep.
Okay, from the top of the triangle to the top of the triangle.
So again, using that center line,
Uh-huh.
watching the 1/4 inch for your ending spot, and
It's
you're
a little
good to
tricky.
go.
People always ask too, like what settings I have. So I like needle down because then I can stay in the same place. I'm not getting lost, right? I'm not losing anything positioning wise. It's going to stay in one place.
And if you find that you're coming in and you're not going to hit your spot,
Like that?
you can wiggle the ruler just a little bit.
But do it before you get to the point.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go a little bit like that. That's not going to be super cute. Sorry.
But that's going to happen when you're doing rulers. So
Right.
you do need to be aware that you can adjust the ruler just a little tiny bit
Okay,
as you're
I'm gonna-
stitching to get to where you need to
I'm
be.
going to try to do this one better. Ugh. Boom. Nailed it.
Excellent. Let's do one more.
One more. Okay.
And I'm actually going to have you hold that ruler in position
Shoot. I missed it again.
or move the ruler off, either way.
You're going to have me hold this ruler in position. Okay, check.
And I'm going to have you stitch back to, actually hold on one second. Let me see. Yeah, stitch,
Oh, you're going back to the
actually,
center, right?
no, let's move it, the oval over to this one. I'm going to have you double or back stitch over to this point right here.
Oh, okay.
And if you were doing this whole thing, you wouldn't have to be doing all this back stitching, but since we've already stitched part of it, we're just trying to get
So
you
the
in
way
best
that you
position.
set it up, you just did all one element at a time, right?
I actually stitched it out continuously from the center all the way out to the finished.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
So I did have a little bit of backtracking in some spots. But
All right.
okay,
So what's next?
this is the fun part.
Yeah.
We're going to use 2 rulers. So the one in your
Okay.
hand,
The one in my hand.
and this time you are going to use the other side of the ruler.
Okay.
So what I'm going to have you do is we're going to stitch
Oh.
from here
Mhm.
to here.
Okay.
Then we're going to switch to our twirly ruler.
Mhm.
Do the twirl in the center.
Okay.
Switch back to the oval, and you're just going to alternate back and forth going around.
Okay. So this one, I'm lining up those registration marks.
Checking your 1/4 inch.
Checking my 1/4 inch.
And Johnny, will you point out again exactly what it is when we mean checking our 1/4 inch, where they're looking?
Yes, over here, right? So I want to stop stitching on that spot.
Correct.
Can you see that, Kayla? So I want to put my ruler so it's a 1/4 inch away from that spot because there's a 1/4 inch between the edge of my foot and my needle,
Correct. Yep.
right?
Perfect.
Ugh. Okay. We're stopping.
Okay. Now you're going to have to lift up your needle, slide that ruler on, put your needle back in position. Okay, this
And
one
then
got a little
you
tricky. Let's see if you can figure it out.
how to figure out exactly where you're going to put that curly Q, right?
Yep. So what I did was I made sure that, let's see, I think I did it, so that the edge of the ruler
Mm-hmm.
lined up with the edges of my straight lines that were stitched in
Oh,
here.
okay. Sweet. So I don't know if people can be able to see that, but this edge of the ruler with the line.
And you can do whatever you want, but
Yeah.
yeah, just hug the edge of this ruler as you're coming around.
Oh dear. That is so cute. Oops. Okay.
Okay.
Now I gotta raise it up.
Yep.
Get it out. Other one.
Yep, and I like to always put my needle back in position before
Oh yeah,
I
you're
try
so
to
smart.
position the ruler.
Ah. Okay. Over there, right?
I'm trusting you. I can't see.
You can't
You got your
see?
1/4 inch.
Yep. Look at that.
Excellent.
Okay, needle up. Slide it in, needle down. So we're not getting too much wiggle. Hug, hug, hug on the sides, right?
Yep.
On the other one, when I came back around, I didn't hug to the outside as good as I could have.
Yeah. And
This
you can
one I'm
hug
doing a
either
little
side.
better. Yeah, I think just being consistent is what I want to
Yes.
mention. I just want to be consistent to stay hugging to one side.
Yep. So when you go in and out, always on the same side.
Yeah. Needle down. Oh my goodness, this is looking pretty professional.
Well, you are a professional.
Well, I mean, taught by a professional. Oh, I overshot it a little bit. Okay. Needle up, ruler in, needle down. That twirly, that's a cute thing. I like that little element on there.
It's kind of fun. And when you're doing mandalas, you can add embellishments. You don't have to do the whole thing in one pass, especially if you're doing a larger one. You'll need to do it in sections.
Right.
But you can go back and add fills to it, micro quilting, use different colors of thread. Imagine if this was a different color thread on each round.
That would be pretty awesome. Ah. Shh, don't look, you guys.
So, do rulers take practice?
Yes.
Yes.
Rulers take practice.
But
It's not going to be perfect on your first time.
no. Or
I think
probably
that's our-
even your second or third.
Or third.
I still screw up all the time.
I think
Just
that's my
learn
big.
how to work with it.
I think that's my favorite thing to remind people of. Is just like when we had people here last week in our pro stitcher, when we had people here for training, and I said it's just like playing the piano. You got to practice a little every day.
Yep.
But then I did realize people don't like to be reminded of their piano lessons. Maybe they have scars like I do about it. Okay,
Hey,
one
one
last
more.
right. One last one, right?
Yep.
So we're going up to here.
Lining up your center.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, how does it look?
I think it looks fab. Let's lift the thread. Oh, will you grab those scissors for me?
Yep.
Just so we can show people the whole thing what we just did there.
And then with the washable markings, we'll just spray that down and those will go away and you will have a beautiful design.
Does that look good? You guys getting a good shot of that? Oh, I love that camera angle. Woo.
Yeah, you could even add more rounds to it.
Yes,
Go back through your fills, anything. Just, this is kind of a base.
I love it. Come this way a little bit so you can see that camera. Are we being seen? Oh, we are. Okay.
I keep telling people they'd rather see the fabric than my face.
It's true.
So, you know.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this Watch and Learn today. We really appreciate it, all about mandalas. And we'd love to see any that you create in the comments of this video.
Yep.
Definitely.
And challenge yourself. Use those rulers that you have. Go get new rulers and see what you can create.
All right. Thanks for watching.